Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss the topic taking over watch, keeping duties while the ship is in port. I'm your instructor today and let's get started. So this is your engine control room. So there's an engineer here. So now let us proceed. So let us come with the competence. We have here the table of competence A-3/1 function 1 chapter 1. So every time we read this competence. So just read this competence because every time I discuss I explain this competence. But now under this competence and QP we have the learning objectives. So learning objectives number 17 state the proper procedures prior taking over the engineering watch and assuming the charge of the watch. So meaning before you take over the watch, if you are a reliever to the next engineering watch, and before you accept your watch in the engine room, so this is what we are going to discuss now as per our learning objectives. So let us proceed. So we have here state the proper procedures prior taking over the engineering watch and assuming the charge of the watch. So prior taking over the engineering watch, the relieving officer must be informed by the officer in charge of the engineering watch as to the standing orders of the day, any special orders relating to the ship's operations, maintenance function, repairs to the ship's machinery or control equipment. So so here we have here the sample of chief engineer standing orders. So this is too small, but I can give you some example here. So these are familiarization checklist. So that is included to the standing order of the chief engineer. So all engineers shall understand that the chief engineer is always available, that they can judge at necessary or appropriate. So if in doubt about any instructions or orders, the engineer shall immediately seek clarification from the chief engineer. So if you are engineer on watch, you can, if you are in doubt, something happened in engine room, something you observe there is a trouble, so you can immediately call the chief engineer without any hesitation. So we have here also the familiarization. You should be familiarized. So engine room familiarization checklist, machinery checklist, chief engineer standing order, engine related procedures, so checklist and manuals. So you should be familiar all of this, equipment and controls and machinery in machinery species, operation controls of emergency system, main engine emergency controls stops, boiler controls and emergency procedures, auxiliary engine controls and emergency stops, fuel and lubrication, oil pump, emergency stops and quick closing valve, belts and ballast system, fire alarms and equipment, emergency escape routes. So this, you should, as engineering or onwards, you should be familiar on these items as part or as the main basis of the chief engineer standing orders. So here we have, for example, so it says here, as you can see, maintenance, function and repairs. So we have here an example. So as you can see here, the engineers here is overhauling the cylinder liner of the main engine. So if you are on the watch and you have to taking over the engineering watch, you should be informed that there is repair works in engine room. So this is the example. So what is already completed, what is to be done, or whatever that is needed for the repair works. So since you are relieving the watch, so although in here in this job all the engineers must be working, but one engineer should be on the rest, because that engineers will relieve to the next watch. So another sample here, nature of work being performed. So that is the example that I show you a while ago. Here, machinery system, personnel involved in the potential hazards, so nature of work being performed, and then the level and condition while applicable, water residues in bilges, ballast tanks, slab tanks, sewage tanks, reserve tanks, special requirements for the use of disposal of the contents thereof. So these are several examples, but I show you here one example. So here we have here the bilges or bilge water in your engine room, or let's say in the cargo hold. So the relieving watch should be, or the relieving engineer should be informed that there is a remaining water that should be pumped into the bilge tank. So I should be informed because this bilge water should be monitored, and of course there is bilge alarm system. So it should be empty at all times. It should be in lower level or should be empty. So the relieving watch should be informed. So this is the bilge water. So bilge area is the area in your engine room, in your cargo hold also, that the leaking water from your machinery is leaking and going to that area. So that is bilge water going to the bilge area. So this is the example. So here we have also so we will not show you all the example here, but I only show you the residue and bilges, because this is a lot. These are a lot and it takes a lot of time to discuss. So any special requirements relating to sanitary disposal. So we have here an example. You have the sewage treatment plant. So your sewage treatment plant is coming from your toilet and your shower room, and this water and as well as the the black water and the gray water. So black water is coming from toilet, and the gray water is coming from galley and the shower room also. So it should be treated before discharging overboard to comply, to protect the marine environment and to comply the MARPO requirements. So that is sewage that is Annex 4 of the MARPOL. So it should be also give instruction to the relieving engineer watch. So there is if this is malfunctioning, so you should give instruction to the as you handing over to the next watch. Or this is need to be put here chloride tablet here. What's this? It's not shown here. Or whatever should be need to do in this sewage treatment plant. So you should hand over to the relieving engineer watch. Here we have here the condition state of the readiness of portable fire extinguishing equipment and fire extinguishing installation system and fire detection system. So we have here, so another example also here that we have to mention the ballast tanks, so ballast system. So although this is managed by the DIC department, but the engine department also is involved. So we have here, it depends on the type of ship. We have here bulk carrier, container ship, or tanker ship, ro-ro ship, general cargo. So we have here the ballast tanks. So as you can see here the blue color. So this is your ballast tanks. So in case the DIC will order to pump out this, and you are the one in charge in the engine room during your watch, that you have to open the valve, you have to start to pump, everything that is needed to do. So if this is not yet completed, or if it is completed, you have to hand over. If you are the engineer on watch, you have to hand over to the relieving engineer on the watch. So the relieving engineer on the watch will take over, and you should give instruction to the relieving engineer on watch. So that is that's example about the ballast system. So next here we have here sanitary requirements disposal. So one example is the sewage treatment plant or sewage. So the condition states of readiness of portable fire extinguishing equipment and firefighting extinguishing installation and fire detection system. So here we have here an example. So this is your fire detection system, and of course it is found in your computer, especially your ship is operated in automation system. So you can find if there's an alarm in your computer, in your monitoring system. So you should check your alarm if there is something wrong with your fire alarm system. So when it comes also to the call point, this one, so break the glass in case of fire and you have to sound the alarm. So this is manual call point, and these are your heat detectors, you see, detectors and the smoke detectors, see. So you should be familiar where this is located, so that if there's an alarm you can go there. So the engineer which is on the watch should turn over to the relieving watch, engineer on watch, if there is something fire alarm. So you should be familiar with this. So next, we have here, let us proceed to another. So authorize repair personnel on board engage in engineering activities, their work location and repair function, and other authorized person on board and the required crew. So we have here an example. So if there is a technician on board, for example, your ship is in anchorage or in, let's say, in port. So if there is an, if the ship engineer requests a repair of, for example, the electronic equipment or the electrical equipment, so while you are on watch, if you are in charge of engineering watch in that time, so when you hand over to the next engineer watch, you have to give instruction to him what is done and what is to be done. There's a technician here that is working, so this is for the purpose of safety and for the purpose of the recording, because you have to record on the engine logbook what is being done in the repair works in the engine room. So an electrical system, for example, electronic system, so you have to give instruction to the relieving engineer on watch. So next, we have also here any port regulation pertaining to the effluence. So, ship effluence is pertaining about the disposals, the sewage. And then firefighting requirements, and ship readiness, particularly during potential bad weather conditions. So here also, this is your engine room. For example, if your ship is sailing or navigating and there is a bad weather condition, the captain is informing to the engine control room that there is bad weather. You should secure all the rolling objects here in the engine room. So if you are engineer on watch, you have to secure it together with your together with the engine ratings on the watch. And of course, when you hand over to the next relieving watch engineer, you have to tell him that you already secured here, but there is something rolling object is left and you have to continue. So so that this relieving engineer is informed and he will continue securing the rolling objects in engine room, because there is a bad weather as per the bridge department is informing to the engine department. So you have to secure everything, the rolling objects, so to avoid damage any objects in engine room, including the machinery. So here we have also communication available between the ships and personnel, including port authorities, in the event of emergency arising, assistance being required. So you should be familiar also with communication. So here we have an example here. So another, no. So example of the communication is your telephone in engine room. You have direct telephone and you have the telephone that you can dial. So you should be familiar where you can dial. You have also the radio, the walkie-talkie. So you should be familiar. So in case of emergency, you can communicate immediately to the bridge and to the ship engineer and to everybody that is needed on the to respond any emergencies. So next, in the circumstances of importance, the safety of the ship, its crew and cargo, protection environment, procedures, notifying the appropriate authority environmental pollution resulting from engineering activities. So you have here the example, the what we call the oily water separator. So this will separate the oil residue or the oil content in your bilge water in your bilge area, because this is in compliance with the Annex Marble 1, which is oil. So you are not allowed to discharge oil to overboard. So when you are discharging, for example, the ship is navigating, so you have to discharge your bilge water in engine room from your engine room to overboard or to the sea by the use of the oily water separator. So this is your oily water separator, separating the oil and water. So the clean water, which is below 15 ppm or parts per million, you have to discharge overboard, and your oil you have to discharge into the sludge tank. So that is one example of the environment, so protection of the environment from pollution. So you should not pollute the environment to protect the marine life, not just complying the MARPO regulation, but the most important is we have to protect the marine life against pollution. So next, we have here the state the proper procedures prior to taking over the engineering watch and assuming the charge of the watch. So we have here the procedure, relieving officers before assuming. So before we tackle the principle, but now we tackle the procedures. So here we tackle the also procedures. Well, this is the same, but here we have a continuation. So procedures prior to taking over the engineering watch and assuming the charge of the watch, relieving officer before assuming the charge of the engineering watch shall satisfy themselves that they are fully informed by the officer being relieved as outlined above. So as we tackle above, no? So here we have here, be familiar with the existing and potential sources of power, heat, and light and their distribution. So if you are relieving the engineer on watch, you should be familiar with the potential sources of power, heat, and lighting and distribution. So we have here an example. So as you can see here, this is your engine control room. So we have the main switchboard here. So here there are distribution of power. Here you have to synchronize your you have to parallel your generator if needed to have more power, reserve power, and all the distribution, the breakers in here in your main switchboard. You should be familiar which are this breaker, main circuit breaker is used for. And here also you should be familiar all the instrumentation here. So all in the control room you should be familiar. So in terms of the what we call the sources of power, the sources of heat, which is the heating system, which is your boiler, your steam, and the lighting and the distribution. You should be familiar in here in your engine control room as well as outside in your engine control room, which is your engine room. So if you are engineer on watch, you should be familiar. Otherwise, it is very dangerous for your ship, for everybody, for the crew, and for the environment if you are not familiar and you are taking over the watch. So anyways, you are not allowed here to do the watch if you are not familiar everything in here. So in your engine control room, in your engine room, everything you should be familiar. So here we have here know the availability and condition of ship's fuel, lubricants, and all water supplies. So here, one example here is the supply of fuel and supply of lubricants and sometimes supply of water. So although you are producing water by your freshwater generator, but sometimes if you lose water a lot, so you have to be supplied by another ship. But here, example, we have to give example here the supply of fuel, which is the bunkering, the supply of lubrication oil and the lubricants, so by bars. So when you are relieving the watch, you should have instruction from the one who is doing the watch, that one you have to relieve. So this operation is very dangerous, very critical operation, to avoid a mistake, to avoid pollution to the sea, to overboard. You should have received the instruction from the previous watch. What is already done, how much the level of the tank, what tank to be filled, everything, what valve is open and closed, everything during the bunkering, you should have an instruction from the previous watch before you accept the watch. So next here, so the same here, lubricants, fuel and lubricants, water supply. So you should know the condition of all of this, fuel, lubricants, and water supplies. So in case of bunkering operation, in case you relieve the watch from the previous watch, or in case you take over the watch from the previous watch. So be ready to prepare the ship and its machinery as far as is possible for standby or emergency as required. So of course, you should be ready to prepare. For example, the main engine need to be prepared for the whatever needed. Maybe the ships need to be shifting, so you should be ready. So you should know how to prepare the main propulsion engine, and as well as also, for example, your emergency generator should be switched in automatic mode, because in case of blackout, this blackout emergency, this emergency generator will start automatically in a period of 18 seconds, will start automatically and give what we call the emergency power to the emergency switchboard. Then the emergency switchboard will give the emergency powers to the lightings, to the vital equipment, bridge equipment, and engineering equipment for the purpose of emergency. So next we have here discuss the principles applying to all watchkeeping in port. So we have here, prior taking over the engineering watch, relieving operations shall satisfy themselves regarding at least the following. So the standing orders, special instructions. So we already discussed this one. Standing orders, the nature of work being performed, labels, the tanks, everything, label the well bilges, slab tanks, reserve tanks, condition of fuel, we will discuss, seating tank. So, condition of the level of fuel, the settling tank and the day tank. So it should be informed to the next relieving watch. So if you are the relieving officers, you should check this one, the D tank and the settling tank and the other fuel storage tank. So it so happened before when I was on board the ship. So There's my second engineer is he don't know how to rectify the trouble of the purifier, and it so happened that the D tank or the daily service tank, fuel tank, is in low level several times during his wash. So I give him a first time a warning, and the second time first time verbal warning, second time verbal warning, and the third time the written warning. So it should not the D tank fuel oil service tank should not in the low level always, because it is unsafety. It is unsafety. For example, your service tank, the fuel oil service tank are losing of fuel oil, then your machinery will stop. And if there is a bad weather, and so that is very dangerous. So the relieving wash should ensure that it should be in the normal level before he accepts the wash. So any special requirements relating to sanitary system for disposal. So as I said earlier here, this is the example of the disposal of the your bilge water overboard, and here example of the disposal of your sewage. So these are example. So not only this, but these are few example. So here let us continue here. So here discuss the principles and procedures that need to be observed when taking over watchkeeping duties while ship is in port. So performing watch person in charge of the engineering watch shall pay particular attention to the observance of orders, special operating procedures and regulation concerning hazardous condition and their prevention of all areas in their charge. So you have to observe all orders from the chief engineer if you are especially starting orders, and all important orders from your superiors. Instrumentation and control system, monitoring of all supplies and components of all system and operation. So you have here your instrumentation. So you have here a lot of instrumentation in the engine room. So you have in your monitor, so the computer monitor. So all the condition here, alarms or whatever the operational situation here, you have to check all of this, all the instrumentation here, amperes, pressures, temperatures. You can find here in your computer, in your instrumentation, everything here. You should be familiar with this as you take over the watch. So while in port, so the techniques, methods, and procedures necessary to prevent violation, pollution regulation, the local authorities, and the state of the bilges. So here, everything you can monitor in here in your control room, but on the other hand, also your engine room round is very important, because leaking you cannot monitor in here. So leaking, vibration of the pipes, you should make a round watch in your engine room during your watch. So bilges here, you have here state of bilges. If it is in normal level or empty, you should before you relieve the previous watch, you should ask him what is the condition, and do not accept if it is a lot of bilge water in engine room. So you should tell him the previous engineer watch, that you have to first pump in the bilge water into the bilge tank. So here we have explained that the officers in charge of the deck engineering, the deck or engineering watch, shall not hand over the watch to the relieving officer if they have any reason to believe that the latter is obviously not capable of carrying watchkeeping duties effectively, in which the case the master or the engineer shall be notified accordingly. So in here, the relieving officer of the engineering watch shall ensure that the members of the relieving engineering watch are apparently fully capable of performing their duties. So as you can see here in the picture, this is already tired. So he worked a lot during his watch, and he is not capable, or probably he is sick, so he's not capable. So you should inform the chief engineer. So, or probably the new engineer is not yet familiar, so you should give him instruction, and you should inform the chief engineer, because it is a breach of the security of the vessel, the safety of the vessel, the safety of the crew, and the safety of the environment. It is the danger if the relieving officer will do the watch and he is not capable. So everything that is in danger. So here, so this system is automated system, or automation, or what we call the UMS, unattended machine space. So during night time, nobody in the engine room will do the watch. There is a watch in the cabin, or what we call the cabin watch, but the engineer of the cabin watch will go down if there is an alarm to be rectified. So another thing here, so when you are doing the watch also, you should check the logbox when you are leaving, if it is all the operation is properly recorded. So I remember before, when I was a second engineer on ship, so the third engineer was doing a lot of maintenance, but he's not doing the record in the logbook. So I told him that he should record in the logbook, because otherwise there is no history, there is no basis if there is something happen. So you should check also the logbooks here, logbook, engine room logbook, if everything that is properly recorded, all the temperatures, pressures, the maintenance done, or the work carried out during the previous watch. So you should also check. So another thing, so very important, disposals. Avoid disposals to pollute the environment. So you should be checking on this. This one, fire alarm system is very important. You should check on this before you take over the watch. So this is disposal, sewage treatment. You should check on this before you relay the watch. Maintenance, BLGs, you should check on that. Standing orders of the chief engineer, if that is followed. So here, ballast system, should check on that. Rolling objects in engine room, you should check if it is properly secured. So bunkering operation, if you relieve, you should be relieve the watch, you should be checking what are to be done, or what is already done, what are to be done, because this is very critical operation. So emergency generator, engine control room. So this is the end of the discussion. So we have the oral recitation, experience procedures that need to be observed when taking over the watch keeping duties while in ships in port. So we have to conduct also class oral recitation during the discussion and give quiz. So I will schedule that later, since this is recorded discussion. So you have to study this one and write your questions in your notebook, and you have to ask during the virtual live discussion. So thank you for watching in this video. Click like and share. Write a comment below. Don't forget to click subscribe. Click the notification button. Thank you for watching, and see you on my next video.